what's up, Scott Bear with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is Friday, May the 3rd, because it's not May the 4th, because the 4th is with you and always with you, and it's a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful day. It's Friday. It's 4 o'clock my time, and you know what that means. It's our time. It's our time together. And then we're trying a new stream. Let's see if it's I have no idea if it's working or not. We're streaming to Rumble now. So the two of you who are on Rumble will be able to see. Hey, that's me right there. Monetized live stream. 34 seconds visibility public. Cool. How can I even see this? Oh, I can. If I click live, ooh, look at that. It's like real. The weird thing though is that it's not really designed. StreamYard is none of this stuff really works very well. It's so lovely because I have to monitor like 74 different things now because Instagram doesn't put messages into StreamYard because Instagram is Instagram. And they're like, we're Insta. We're not behind the technology. We're instantaneous. I'm assuming that's what they sound like. And then Rumble is it says one viewer is waiting and one viewer is watching. Hi, if you're on Rumble, say hi so I know it's actually working because I've never live streamed to Rumble before because they kind of made it almost impossible. And Rumble is the goal for the more enjoyable stuff in the future. Also, am I even streaming on Facebook? Because it's hard to know because it said I wasn't. It is. I am. Okay. Because normally it posts it ahead of time, and normally I don't sound like I'm a 15-year-old boy. It normally posts it ahead of time, and it didn't post it, which I thought was really weird. Yeah, let's see here. Where am I at? Oh, there I am. So the what is it? Slow today? What's going on here? There's like nobody joining, or maybe it's just slow. There's nobody on Instagram. What's wrong with everybody today? Nobody wants to join? I wonder if I submitted the wrong chat again. Oh, it's been a thing. So yeah, lots to talk about and chat about. Lots of cool things happening out there, and I definitely want to get more back into answering questions. Not that everything I've done before has not been enjoyable, but I definitely want people who have questions to be able to feel like they can ask questions because, I mean, that's literally what we're here for, is to answer questions. We've got King out there saying Scott is cooking. Scott is cooking a lot this week, and Scott is smoking another turkey because smoking. Jake says, hey, Jake, as usual, I'm driving around while you stream. I mean, it's like morning there for you, isn't it? It's like you haven't even had breakfast yet. McDonald's is just now opening, and they're like, well, we don't have any eggs yet because the guy in the back still folding them. I haven't figured that one out. How do you fold an egg? Yeah, Jake, I swear, dude, we have like the most conflictatory live streams to each other because I definitely enjoyed hanging out on yours, but every time I did, I was missing dinner. It's like I gotta tell the wife, let's adjust our time just a little bit here. Hey, we oh, okay, well, so much for that. Wow, Rumble's already proving to be completely useless. The first comment on Rumble on my live stream was a scammer letting everybody know that I am personally giving everyone some crypto, which I am not. So there's that. I've got that going for me, as they say. Now, why is event log? Broadcast was started. Broadcast created. but nobody. That's so weird. Usually Instagram, I see people like joining. That's so weird. Okay, so let's see. What do you got to talk about? Lots of things to talk about. The nanomorphs are truly cool. I didn't think I was going to like the 1.5 anamorphic, but I find they kind of does a pretty good job of it. I'd used the nanomorphs, the little primes before, and they were okay. This seems definitely a little more refined. I wouldn't. They're not Proteus level. Let's be honest. But they do have a little bit of CA as well. Also, Rex is over here, that's going to throw me off because he's actually over here now. He is in his. It's too hot, so he literally right before the live stream got up from back over here and went over here underneath the laser cutter. So I quickly grabbed the camera and stuck it over there. But he's got very harsh lighting, so we didn't have the chance to offer him some beautiful lighting. Plus, I don't think he likes the lights much. He's kind of a laid back dog. But that harsh the harsh pole there is actually just the leg of, or the harsh shadow is the leg of the 3D cutter. Let's see here. King says, Scott, what's on your radar? I've got a lot on my radar. I'm actually really excited about some things. I am working on a big lighting thing still, but progress is being made. Anamorphics will be used. Lots of fun. There is quite a few reviews coming in that will be here shortly. And I am looking forward to putting a lot. We've got lenses, more lenses, anamorphic lenses, some more lenses. We have batteries, media. We have backpacks, and y'all know what a bag. What's the nice way to say it? Connoisseur? Yeah, I would use a more derogatory term to describe my affection towards backpacks and such. But we have backpacks coming in. We have gosh, there's so many. There's some cool software, some filters, software. We have. I mean, there's a considerable amount of stuff that is getting stacked up, and then we've got Cinegear coming, which looks like I will be attending. Yay! Because just had a great job over at Vertigo Productions in Austin, formerly Co-Production House. Our friends Justin Kirchhoff, fellow Red connoisseur, but a virtual. Why is nobody watching me on Instagram? That's so weird. Huh. It doesn't make any sense. Normally, there's like, I don't know if it's even working. It says it is. I don't know. I like to just, live troubleshoot, as I go. How do I even find out where I'm streaming at? I don't even know that I can. Maybe I can't. Okay, fine. So then, lots of reviews to kick out, which is, cameras. We got lots of cameras to review as well. That's so weird. Maybe nobody wants to. What? That's working. Hey, James, thanks. Hey, appreciate you. That was just weird. It was like no one was on there. But James, jumping in there. How are you, sir? Hope you're well with your new territory. Let's see here. Brandon says, hey. Brandon, how are you doing? I'm looking forward to all your stories from Africa. Is anamorphic lens more justified on open gate sheet? Well, so first, there are two different things. Open gate, honestly, all it means is all of the sensor that is available. So in a stills camera, like which Rex is on, he's on the R8. That is a 3x2, more, kind of this shaped sensor. So open gate on that would be the full 3x2, whereas it'd be 16x9 for video. On, say, Komodo X, open gate on this is merely 17x9, which is DCI, of the full 6K sensor. So in a 16x9 world with taller than 16x9 sensors, then open gate is more useful for anamorphic because it's going to squash it and you're using a taller sensor. So it's kind of a trade. 1.5 on 16x9 does not create a 2.4. It creates a more squashed. So in theory, a 14x9, I think, would be more close to the 2.4 aspect ratio or 2.39 aspect ratio. But if the sensor is larger than 16x9 in its format, then yes, larger in vertical height. If it's horizontal, then no, it's not. But open gate would be more applicable for that. Excited for the new DZO Aries? Yes, I am actually. They're kind of quite cool. Very, very enjoyable. Hola, Carlos. How are you, sir? Carlos, you back from your trip over? Everybody's going overseas. It's kind of nice. Whoa, I made it. Yes, you did, Brandon, and we appreciate it. Any news from Canon making a new camera to replace the C500? Yes. So, sorry. You've heard it on now, Canon Rumors, and then everybody's quoting Canon Rumors. Somebody found a fifth UPC, or a registration for a camera. And it is a stills-ish camera. What we know now is there are two cameras coming imminently in the mirrorless stills, a third coming soon, but not imminently, and then two video cameras. And from what I hear, they are between, the first one is between the 300 and the 500, but I'm guessing it'll actually be better than the 500. Just guessing. My guess, and it's just it's a placeholder guess because I don't really have any numbers logic, but I would guess we would have like a C400 and then like something below the C300, but better than the C200 by like a mile and 3/4 to 2-3 miles, maybe 10 miles, but kilometers, 1.6 kilometers. So there's 5 Canon cameras coming. The specifics of them, the only thing that I've heard is that they're, the 500 and the 300, they are like this in between. Let's see here. Also, yeah, people are just fun. Really? Okay. This guy is gone. Bye. Mute user forever. Bye. All I'm doing is apparently giving away crypto on Rumble. This is good job there, Rumble. Way to live stream. It takes a second for it to notify people. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I got it. And would you ever sell your Komodo X? I mean, I mean, never say never. To be clear, the attachment I have for Komodo X is not as emotional as Komodo, which is right there, because Blue, my boy Blue, yeah. So this one almost certainly will never get sold, because who's going to appreciate Blue more than me and Rex? Because Komodo X, it took the place of my emotionally attached Dragon X. So to get rid of Komodo X, I would have to have something that cures my my Dragon X love, which Komodo X did, which was remarkable. So yeah, I don't have quite the attachment to that. I love this camera. It is by far one of the favorite cameras. It's optimal for so many things. Anything that I'm doing for commercial, corporate, YouTube, the 6K just makes life grand. It really does. But in full fairness, my desire for the future is Raptor X, Komodo X, and Komodo. Those three will be the InvestaVision of Raptor X, I believe. We don't have any other options at the moment. Those three will be my main arsenal of cameras. And then stills, we'll see. We'll see what the R5 II has to offer. We'll see what Nikon does with theirs as well. Do you think the Canon Raw can ever be as good as Red and 16-bit? The 12-bit Canon footage looks so not great, especially when the sun in the frame. So the answer is they could. But it's a question for Canon as to why they don't. Put it that way. Jeff Adams, hey, what's up, man? Keep guessing. I want to hear this. James. Like I said, I have heard a few things, and I have read a few things, which these, yeah, the gossip out there, you got to take that with salt. These, a little more trustworthy, but not always accurate. So, yeah, and you would know more than I, and you're also exceptionally good at not disclosing information. So, yeah, good for you. Thanks a lot for helping me out. No, good times. But, I mean, that's half the fun, though, isn't it? Guessing, wanting, longing, desires for the future. It's fun. I dig it all. I dig it. Okay. Let's see. Also, the audio is quality, right? Right? Because I tested it. Audio seems great. There we go. Relentless lens releases. Yes. Everybody's doing lenses now, which good for everybody. James, like, I do know everything, but I won't speak on it. As you shouldn't, because that is your job to not disclose that. And quite honestly, James, I appreciate that you don't, because I'd be like, that guy's just kind of a little shaky there. We shouldn't trust him. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. I like the look of 241 better than 1.5. What are your thoughts? I crop to 241. Because I agree. I am a 241 guy. I'm not a 239 guy. You know, that little tiny percent, that 1/024th matters to me. I don't know why. I think it's because it just seems like it sounds better. 240. I like that look myself. But what movie was it? There's been a couple of movies that were shot in wider than a 249 or 240. I'm trying to remember what they were. I think it was like a 266. And then there were definitely some in like the 60s or 70s, I think. Yeah. Well, that wasn't confusing at all. No, it wasn't. Do you think Canon will make a cool retro cam like Nikon ZF? I don't know. Canon is such a weird animal. And I say that in the loving way that, I mean, I've been a Canon user for a long time. I've also been a Nikon user for a long time, which I'm really excited with Nikon, the whole thing. There's a lot there. Canon, if you look at what Canon releases, they don't, I'm trying to phrase it not carefully, but correctly. For instance, when you say vlogging camera to Canon, they're like, oh, let's create a camera specifically and only for the purpose of vlogging, which almost nobody does anymore, really. I've honestly tried to do it. I just never released them because I'm like, this is kind of dumb again. I don't remember this. I think it would be really cool if Canon did. I also think, Canon, Nikon, and anybody else, I think it would be really cool if they did a hybrid camera, film and digital, that you could swap backs on, just to bring back a little bit of emulsion into the world. I think that'd be fun. I don't see Canon making that kind of retro because they've never seemed to do that before. Also, the ZF is really cool. I actually got to see one, and I was pretty impressed with it. What I don't know is, how is that selling? If we all think it's cool, but the people who are buying them are looking for cameras and are considering cameras and then don't buy the ZF because they're like, I don't want to learn that, or I don't understand it. That would be telling, I think. Also, if the ZF does really well, then that would definitely be a if they did a film and or an emulsion and digital at the same time. I'm trying to SS or S Sorayok. It's on Instagram. It's a handle that I can't. It's not anything. It's probably something that's like, oh, Sorayok. Okay. Have you ever felt like you've lost the spark and inspiration in filmmaking, but then over time get it through and find inspiration again? And if so, how did you get through that and what helped? Yes, very much. In fact, it has been a real struggle for me the last 6 months. Truly, I have a ton of ideas, but I feel like I feel inspired to do them until the point that I start to want to do them, and then I feel like nobody cares, and it's an insecurity thing. It's a it's a lot of different things. I have honestly, in the last few weeks, really started to rekindle that desire and creativity and the love. And I'm literally, why there's no video this week is because I have been working on a video edit of, it's kind of a B-roll short film, but it's all the things that I've shot over the years that I love, but it hasn't found a place in a story yet. I mean, I shoot them for purposes, or porpoises in some cases. And so there's like nature, city, there's a lot of time lapse. I mean, I love this stuff. And I am, Okay, the Sister Croc is actually Corey Cross backwards. So that's easier. I mean, getting that spark back, I kind of forced myself into watching some of these clips. Some of them I'd forgotten I'd even shot. I was like, oh, wow, I love that shot of this elk, or I love this shot of the bear, or what have you. And I'm like this close to finalizing the edit. The wife watched it last night, and she's like, I don't know about this. This doesn't feel right. And I still have terabytes of footage to weigh and put in, see if it matches. It's not really a story, but it's more of a B-roll inspiration story. And it's honestly, it's me using that to force myself to jump back into the creativity. And I literally this morning had a funny idea for a short, and I immediately, did you really, you turd? He's so far over here now, I have to adjust there to get him back on camera. And then yesterday I had an idea. I mean, who would think that pickles would inspire you? But oddly enough, all right, we're gonna block another guy. Block forever. There we go. So apparently on Rumble, I just give away Bitcoin. Let's see here. I will never sell my Komodo. I hear you. Would you upgrade from KX to? No, not at all. Not. I wouldn't even consider that an upgrade, honestly, for many reasons. Number one, you should not discount the. It's okay, buddy. No, really, did you move again? I'm gonna have to widen you out. You're a good boy. You should not discount how good the Komodo X, the Raptor or V-Raptor or Raptor, how these cameras are in low light. They're incredibly good. So Gemini being an older flavor, it just doesn't feel. I'm not going to say solid. It is a solid camera, as is all the DSMC2s and even DSMC1s. They're still fantastic cameras, but I don't consider them an upgrade. I feel like, this form factor is tiny for what it does. And it does more than Gemini in almost every respect. The low light is not as good as Gemini, but it is not bad. It is pretty good. The audio in KX is vastly superior of any DSMC2. I mean, there's a ton of reasons that Komodo X is an upgrade over Gemini, my opinion. And even Ranger's a big boy. Raptor X is a good reason to bump KX out. It is, but honestly, Carlos, I see Komodo X as a perfect partner to Raptor X because I can't afford two Raptor X's. With the future plans that I will allude to over time, this stuff will come out. Jake actually knows it. It's kind of funny. We talked about it, but he can't say anything. And a few people know, but the information will come out, and it's a good thing. Nothing's really changing, except everything is changing, and it's all good stuff. Jacob says the fact that I can throw my Komodo off a cliff is a great feeling. Yes, and knowing that maybe a 2%. This is true, Jacob, and also Carlos. To answer that, Raptor X, Komodo X, A and B camera, perfectly complementary of each other. And then Komodo, this is going to sound dumb, but Komodo can be put in danger because it is a crash cam. And since I would have an A and a B cam that are exceptional, then Komodo, even though it's blue, can be put in danger. Because quite honestly, I would prefer to have blue go through some absolute hell and get the shot and sit on my bookshelf in the back, completely destroyed, but got the shot. I would totally welcome that. Pardon me while I enjoy life's little pleasures. Corey says, have you ever tried flipping your Komodo 90 degrees? Yes, the anamorphic with sensor sideways. It's dumb. It's so you're saying, wait, with the sensor sideways. Oh, I see what you're saying. I did play around with shooting a vertical anamorphic, and that was truly dumb. It was so laughably bad. You could see somebody create a phone that's literally just like, 2 phones tall. Hey, look at my anamorphic vertical video. It's that kind of silly. I'm just thinking of how I could do it. It could be done. I'm just trying to think of how I would rotate it. I know how I'd rotate it. I don't know what I'm gaining there, because really all I'm getting is a 4K camera anamorphically. Interesting. I don't think so. I think C-Log 2 is gone. I think they want to migrate everybody to C-Log 3. That's my guess. I don't happen to know. I'm partial to the Laowa Proteus. Has anyone used them on a job? I don't know. Sorry. I don't know a feature that has been released with Proteus on there. However, Laowa they just shared a short that was done by somebody else. But I have to say, it was really pretty. I mean, really pretty. Look on Laowa's social media. They had just, it was yesterday or the day before. But I was like, wow, that is a really pretty look. And, they weren't straining any dynamic range or anything like that, or introducing harsh anything, really, even to get flares so much as just, it was pretty. It was really pretty. Check it out. Coming from TV, everything should end up 16:9, but that's just me. Well, everything should end up 16:9 until it shouldn't. Just like everything should end up 4:3 until 16:9. And movies are not 16:9, they're 17:9. So winter TV is just going to be 17:9. There were monitors for a while, and then everybody's like, well, my phone sideways is 21:9. So it is until it isn't. Make sure I got everybody. Yep. Okay. I like my ZF, but it has some monitor issues. Sent back once. May go again if firmware doesn't fix it. Interesting. I hadn't heard that. Canon only pulls their head out of the sand. I was afraid where that was going there, Chris. I was like, am I going to be saying a wordy dirt? Once in a blue moon to see what people want. By the time anything comes out, it's generally... I tend to agree with that. Canon is a very slow, methodically driven company. And I can't say that it hasn't benefited them. They do quite well. They're the largest camera. Aren't they largest now by sales of units shipped? I know that Sony and Canon are neck and neck all the time, but I mean, it seems to serve them well. I mean, Sony will release something if the wind blows. You'd have been wanting that. Hybrid film and digital. Yes. And they make digital backs for old film cameras. What I want is a digital camera designed with a film back so that you get all the power. All the good things. It says there's 2 people watching on Rumble. We'll just see about that. I'm waiting for the next giveaway that I'll be banning somebody on. Let's see. My ZF has been selling like hotcakes. Okay, to my knowledge. Interesting. It is. It's kind of a nerdy camera, but it's kind of a cool camera. I definitely liked it when I saw it. No, Moonhouse. There are no OG. I mean, there's really no 4K SDI. They have minimized it some, and I'm not sure what they've done because I rarely hear of Komodo X or even V-Raptor with the SDI. I've heard of a couple, but it's far more rare. So apparently they've figured out how to minimize it some. But all Komodos are all Komodos except for the original orange ones, which those have some different boards in them. They're all the same. They've not changed it at all. Fuji owns the retro market, though. Yes and no. To me, the only reason Fuji owns the retro market is because Fuji does the emulation, not LUTs, but emulation of film stock in the camera. And I think that's really cool. And if you notice, they don't allow that emulation out. You can't use them in RAW. Obviously, you can't just use them in RAW, but you can't apply them if you use RAW. You have to apply it in camera and then export it as a JPEG, which I always found interesting, which means there's some kind of special sauce that they're doing in there. And who doesn't love special sauce? What I want to see more of your stuff, dude. It's always fun and more diverse than what other people do. I agree with you. I am definitely out there. It is. It's awesome and sad at the same time. I'm gonna preface this statement with, it doesn't hurt me. It's gonna sound like I'm hurt. I'm not. It's a weird thing, and I'm very, very, very happy and proud of my friends and their success. You know, my channel grows really slowly and really kind of steadily, but really slowly. And it's just kind of the way I just kind of accept it. And I try to push things here and there, and we'll try. But I see some friends, their channels are like, they just shoot through the roof. And it's awesome. I mean, all of my friends, basically, I like good people. So I'm a people person. And so like all of my friends, they all have fantastic channels that do really well. And Tyler, Brandon, Jake, literally, I lose his name every time. And he knows it. I'll just be calling him you. Josh. Yeah, Josh. I didn't even get to it. I got to his name before I got to it. Josh, his channel, through the roof. It's awesome. I love it. And they're all, Carlos's channel is through the roof. I watch everybody else's do that, and mine just kind of, it's like I'm not lubricated. It's, and my gut tells me it's because I don't chase the algorithm ever. I just do my own thing, and I don't really care to be anything other than that. But then there's part of me that's like, okay. Thank you for sharing, Scott. Corey says, I actually met you in Austin once at the Delivery Men film meetup when it was by Brew and Brew. At the time, I had no idea who you were, but I'm glad I found your page. That's awesome, Corey. I appreciate that. Yeah, so you'd have to remind me the situation, and then I can figure out who you are. I have really good playback of all. I'm literally looking at the meetup now. I'm going through all the stuff in his space. I'm looking. Oh, it's not here. I literally I bought a few things, some Kessler stuff from there. Let's see, Moonhouse. I have an early serial number, so maybe low count is more prone to, I don't think so. I honestly believe, sorry, I have a tickle, not this. I have excellent ventilation. I honestly believe that all of us in the social media, the YouTubes, the on-set, we've drilled it into everybody's head. Protect your SDI and get into that. I mean, there's not an SDI at all anymore that I don't follow protocol. It was not hard. What cover is that on the Komodo X monitor? Well, it's kind of cool. This is hard to see here. This is the lens cuff. It's a bag that Greg makes, and I've told him many, many times that he needs to sell this. He's been playing with some ideas for it. But if you reach out to Gregory Carradis, one of our longest and awesome channel membership people, also creator of the lens cuff and so much more, he made this with this really cool focus chart. This is the lens. Let's do it this way. So he has this really cool focus chart showing off the lens cuff. And that is what the cover was for. It's for this. And I just happened to be fiddle farting around with it, and I was like, it fits perfectly. And so we're hoping Gregory will jump on that. Hey, look, I'm giving away another. Nope, no, I'm not. I guess I'm not giving away any more Bitcoin. That's a shame. Hey, Shatak, good to see you, man. I also can't afford two Raptor X's, so Komodo X is perfect. I mean, Carlos, you're right. It's kind of amazing the price difference, 10,000 versus 30,000, and what you gain is considerable. But you may not need it. I mean, almost everything that I shoot, Komodo X is fine for. It's when I get in nature and a few other things where a VistaVision Raptor X just makes more sense. I can't afford any Raptor X's, so the KX is perfect. I hear you. I don't have one. I don't have Komodo X. Yeah, I literally carry my my Komodo X or my Komodo is brought as a backup camera always if I'm just doing a single camera shoot, because when you hire me, I always come with backup because I care care enough for your product to be everything that you want. But it says, thoughts on these third-party tripods. I need something that can handle a heavy package. That's what she said. But I don't feel like shelling out the cash for a Sattler. So here's what I tell you, Brandon. Tripods are a buy once, cry once. And it is absolutely true. There are some straight up knockoffs of some Sattlers out there and some Millers. You can find them on eBay, and they're not bad, but they are not perfect copies, which means stuff's going to break over time, and then what do you do? I have a flat out love, kind of like backpacks, for tripods, and over the years working on some commercials and features, it just you really start to respect what a quality tripod does forever. And the Miller, I had the Miller. I still have it. I mean, right there. Excellent, excellent tripod. And I mean, I spent a lot of money. It was like $2,500 for that tripod, and I bought it used. But it changed my game completely. I went from a Manfrotto 509 HD, I think it was, to the Miller. Totally changed everything. But I also started down the nature path. And that Miller has served me quite well in the nature. But the problem came with losing some shots. So there have been times, literally, when we pull over on the side of the road rapidly and throw out a tripod and try to get that perfect nature shot. That's incredible. My wife is standing next to me holding an umbrella, trying to block every tiny wisp of air. Because when you put these long lenses on a camera, number one, you amplify the view. So what is a little twitch that won't show up on a 20 millimeter at 500 millimeters, it's plain as day, and it's a massive twitch. And then secondarily, your lens becomes a giant sail on a sailboat. And so there were many shots in this B-roll nature short film I'm about to put out. And it literally feels like a B-roll, like just a B-roll to music kind of thing. But there are a bunch of bear videos in there, and I captured these bears. I've shared some of the stills or grabs, I think, from it over the years. But there's so much of those shots that are unusable because of wind or what have you that caused the shot to be wiggly. Even Komodo X, Marie Komodo, I couldn't stabilize because the wind it hit it so hard. So all that to say, Brandon, when I got an O'Connor, which, believe me, I've lusted over O'Connors for bazillions of years, but, they're practically... I'm a slob, I spilled on myself. They're practically unobtainable for affordability. I stumbled on a friend who was selling one, very reasonable price, very good person, and I pulled the trigger on it, and I bought it. And it changed that completely. All of a sudden now, I'm shooting at 1,000 millimeters. I'm shooting at 800 millimeters in wind, and no wiggles, nothing. So what I would tell you, if you have not good at all right now, it's okay to buy a much better and not get an O'Connor or something massive. It's okay to do that because we all have to. We can't afford everything we want. But just know when you do get an O'Connor or a Kitori, any of those high quality heads and the high quality tripods, you'll never look back without giggling and what it takes. So look on eBay. There's a lot. I mean, like O'Connors have been around for, God, decades and decades and decades, like 60, 70, 80 years, something like that. It's been around a long time. Find an old 1030. They have them, they rebuild them, and then they sell them for $2,500. It's worth it. It's worth it. Will you be reviewing the Bright Tangerine Misfit Kick 2? I can. I can certainly reach out to Bright Tangerine and ask to review it. I'm not. I'm trying to remember. There's not a whole lot of difference between the Kick and the Kick 2, save one feature. But yeah, I can certainly reach out. I'm happy to do so. They're very good peoples, and you know the product's going to be pretty good. There are quite a few TVs available that resolve DCI format, and the new array panels to replace projectors are whatever ratio. This is true. I actually had some DCI 4K monitors that I got rid of when I wasn't seeing so well close up because I hadn't gone into multifocal. This is annoying. I'm a schlub. Hadn't gone into multifocal contacts. I wish I hadn't, because DCI monitors are not that common now in the computer side. Are you thinking like a P1 type of camera? Define that for me. P1 type of camera. I'm not clicking, and y'all know how I am. Stuff doesn't click. Corey says, VMount or gold mount, and why? I'm a VMount guy because the world is VMount. The only people that are gold mount are television and Hollywood. And sadly, Hollywood is not on a good path. TV is not on a good path. So 85% of the world shoots, 90% maybe, shoots on VMount. The complaint with why VMount sucks compared to gold mount, I don't find that justified unless you're using very, very cheap everything. I mean, I got to tell you, man, like this is a non-cheap Core Nano. This is a very non-cheap machined V-mount from Red. So I put this on here. I was going to demonstrate by pushing it in with one finger. Put it on here, and then when you put it on, that was such a bad demo because it was like jiggling as it was going. Okay, so when you put it on, if you install it properly, I mean, there's no question that is on there. It is not going anywhere. V-mounts don't pop off. You could beat the crap out of them. They don't pop off unless your V-mount adapter is not good or your V-mount battery is not good. And there are some not good V-mount. I'll show you some not good V-mount stuff. Oh man, these are so, ugh. This is a not good V-mount. There's a Dracast. It's all sticky. It's a 90. Oh God, it's all sticky. It's gross. It's sticky because of that stupid off-gassing that occurs on that plastic they put on it. If you put that battery on a cheap V-mount plate, like, I'm not going to mention brands, but when you go to look at a plate and you're like, oh my God, that's really expensive. And then you start searching Amazon and you find the really affordable one, those are the ones I'm talking about. Because the clips that hold them in and the V itself is like stamped aluminum and it's kind of like there, or even plasticky. You put a junk battery on a junk V-mount, you could knock it off. Everybody else in the world, it's like Brandon's statement or question about tripods. Buy once, cry once. Core batteries. Buy Core batteries. They are fantastic. Blue Shape. Buy Blue Shape batteries. They are fantastic. Those are very high quality batteries. IDX. Buy IDX batteries. There's a whole bunch. I mean, and Anton Bauer makes very high quality batteries. They even make V-mounts. Shh, don't tell anybody. So I use VMount because the world uses VMount, and I have the most compatibility, except when I'm on a Hollywood set or a television set, and then they're like, we're gold mount. I'm like, great, thanks. That's what I do. Oh, Ferrosolot. You've commented so many times, and I've never pronounced your names right. Ferrosolsyndex. Ferrosolsyndex. It sounds really cool. My original name was Phalanx, Phalynx, and if you actually go to youtube.com/Phalanx, that was my YouTube channel forever. I mean, well, it's this channel, but I renamed it. Scott, could you explain a little bit of your workflow, computer that you use, monitors, storage capabilities, NAS, backup policy, archiving strategy, redundancy, and cloud? Well, all right. Pull up a chair because this is a long story. Okay. First, the earth cooled. And then the dinosaurs came, but they got too big and fat and turned to oil. And then, airplane line. Okay, workflow. So, almost always going to follow a similar process in that my main computer is a MacBook Pro M1 Max. It goes with me on DIT jobs. It goes with me on nature jobs. It goes with me on any set that I am responsible for media. My own stuff, obviously. It goes on my cart over there. If I'm on a big thing, if I'm not on a big thing, then it's in my van. When I shoot, I have enough media. This is my bag of fun. Lots of media in here. Some new stuff to test too. I try to have enough media for a full day. That can actually get difficult, but it's thing. I shoot. I fill up mags that go into a safe area in my bag that can't leak into the other. I then, at the end of the day, they go to the laptop. The laptop then, as a reader, and it goes out to 2 SSDs. Typically 4 terabyte SSDs. I like the Samsungs. They're very affordable. Never ever buy the SanDisks. Never ever. I don't care how on sale they are at Costco. Don't trust it. Just don't. Sorry, SanDisk. You kind of blew it. Every DIT on the planet will swear up and down, don't touch a SanDisk. So they go to 2 copies. I use Hedge. Hedge is a Netflix approved. It is a feature approved. It's an insurance approved file replication. I prefer it over all of the other DIT tools. Hedge is actually affordable. I'm trying to remember if they still sell it standalone or not. I know they've gone to a monthly product and you get a lot more stuff with that, but I really like Hedge. It's just simple. It's fast. I can ingest and go out to 2 SSDs at max speed. It's what I did on the feature when I was DITing. We were using codex cards for the Alexa 35s. I'm coming in at 900 megahertz, or megahertz. It's a 1984 computer. 900 megabytes a second, going out to three NASs in the field because it was DIT, so we need 120 terabytes of storage. They go on 2 SSDs as a duplicate. So one card goes in, goes to 2 redundant SSDs. This is SSD 1 and 2. They always have pairs, so 1 and 2 is a pair. They get filled up, then 3 and 4. If they get filled up, 5 and 6, they get filled up. And if I start running into issues where I'm filling up all my SSDs, because I actually have a lot of them now, then I will offload an SSD of each pair to a hard drive overnight. And I could do those 2 at a time. So I could take the Bs of 2 sets of SSDs, and at the same time take those and go 1-for-1 copies over to hard drives. That would then give me another set of SSDs that I could use. That is my remote, my onset, my fast way of workflow with media. When I get home, if it's a project I'm working on, those SSDs get copied to a NAS and an array that's attached to, well, all of my NASs are technically attached. So I have many. I have Unraid. Unraid is a nearline storage solution. You can't edit from it. It's excessively slow, but it's super affordable. It's super flexible. You could just throw all your old hard drives in it and you could just use it. So I have a copy that goes to my NAS, which I edit from, and then I go to a Unraid for a second copy. Ideally, you should go to tape. You should have a tape backup. I don't have a tape backup because every time I have $6,000, I buy an O'Connor or a camera or what have you. My array that I edit from is an Eureka RAID. It is a Thunderbolt RAID, hardware RAID external device. It's excessively fast. It is excessively reliable. I actually used Eureka back in 2008 is when I started using them. In my IT job, we used them as a nearline storage and always had no problems. They feel kind of Chinese-ish, but they're solid, very solid. That's an 8-bay. I have 8 drives in it. Those are 12 terabyte drives in there, so I have a net 80 to 84 terabytes of protected storage. And then Unraid is like, I don't know, it's well over 100 plus terabytes. That's how media gets handled. Monitors. Computer monitors, I'm using the Asus ProArt monitors. I have 2. I have, oh, hold on. I got to delete some guy. Forever. Ta-da! So I have 2 Asus ProArts. They are really good monitors. I really like them. I have the 32-inch 4Ks. I have the PA329 CRV, which is a I think it's a 500 nit or a 400 nit monitor, and it's really good. It's like 98% DCI-P3, very good monitor. Its companion is the ProArt PA32 UCR-K, which is 1,000 nits HDR, and it is excessively good. It has its own calibrator in it. It's fantastic. That is my monitors. Those all I edit all on that MacBook Pro. NAS backup policy, archiving strategy, redundancy cloud. I have a copy on at least 2 of everything. Anything important has 3 typically, but not always. 2 is pretty much it. I use no cloud. I don't like cloud because I know what cloud is. There's an old saying in IT: the cloud is just someone else's computer. So you're not fixing anything. Just make your own cloud. Okay, sorry. Hopefully that answers that. If you have more details you want me to go into, let me know. I edit and work on Resolve, by the way. That's why I love Fuji. Hold on to the secrets of your power. Yep. Bought any Nikons yet? We'll see. Maybe reviewing one here shortly. Have you tried the rehoused iron glass lenses? I've played with them. I have not used them. They are pretty cool. They had them at NAB and they're pretty nice. I mean, it's good enough for Dune. Yeah, good enough for us. What would you say is the clip that you will be including in your upcoming highlight film that was the most rewarding? It is there. Let's see here. No, oh great, really? I gotta figure out. Oh man, how am I gonna? It won't show me. Okay, so let's see here. 4. So it's not that. Right there. So this guy right here, I filmed him for 20 minutes. A lot of it is fun and such, but this little guy is so fun. He's just hanging out in a tree. He's a little baby bear, a little cub. There's his little brother, and here they are playing. By far, I have never in my life been more excited for a shot that I got. You call me an old softy? It was the cutest dadgum thing I had seen, and so rare for a cub to climb in a tree and just hang like a child and play. And he was sitting there, he's like, he's just chewing on the thing, and he'd look around, and he kind of, just kind of, it was like a child. It was hilarious. Well, there's quite a few in there. I don't want to give them all away. But there's definitely some incredible sunsets that I had time-lapse I forgot about. I was like, oh, I got to add those in. I plan to shoot a thriller feature film, mostly night scenes in a rainforest in Africa. Wow. I would like to know if the Raptor... Yes, it will. Raptor X, without question. It loves... It could destroy low light with no problem. Top me off, lady, please. Yeah, it would be no problem, and yeah, you'll get some really cool stuff out of that. Fixed it, burned out. Yeah, I mean, it is a thing. It is real. Oh, poor Rexy, trying to get his legs out from under him. Ooh, thank you. Wow, she didn't even have to make the margarita. It was just like ready for me. I have to go back. Apparently, streaming to Rumble, all you get is Bitcoin scammers trying to tell everybody, hey, Scott is giving away Bitcoin. No, I'm not. Scott's not made of money. He doesn't have any money. Wave at the people. Put your hand in there, wave. Keep going. There you are. There she is. There's Mrs. B. Austin says, Settler tripods for the win. I mean, they're very good quality. Miller, very good quality. O'Connor, step above. Eric Kessler, hello, happy Friday. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Sorry, I'm so long-winded I haven't gotten through the comments, which, I love that. I really do. I love questions. I really, 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 really do. I love everybody, just chiming in. It's good stuff, good conversation. Sattler Flowtech. I'm so glad I decided to pony up instead of wasting money on other stuff. Just try. It is truly amazing what a quality head will get you. And then if you get some sticks that are like cool, yeah. It's kind of weird what happens when you use a great tripod. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. Phase 1. Oh, yeah, you had asked if like I would say more of a common person's camera instead of a phase one. Phase one, you can do that, and you can do it with there's some Mamiya. No, I don't think Mamiya did it. You definitely could do it with the Hasselblads. They still make those, but I mean more like 35 millimeter. Just standard 35 millimeter because that's off the shelf film. It's easy. People aren't afraid of it. They're not scared. Popular television. Manfutro. Popular television. Still in TV or cinema? I don't know. At ABC, they were almost all Vintons. We had a lot of Vintons, and then in the studio, it was all robot pedestals, which is kind of funny. And somebody was just asking me the other day, he's like, "Have you seen the robot pedestals?" I'm like, "Yeah, in 2000." In 2000, when we built out the high definition network at ABC, we replaced everything with robot pedestals. We had to have the concrete studio floor leveled to within like 0.02 of an inch flat, so that the robots would track properly. Corey says, "Is there any business advice you could give someone who may feel like they've hit the ceiling of filming freelance and wants to get into larger products that pay better?" The best advice I could give you is the more you freelance, the more you do things, the more notice you get. What you could also do is increase your rates. It's kind of funny how people lowball. And there are producers who love the lowballers. But it's funny, when you up your rate to a certain point, you stop getting those super cheap clients and you start getting ones that don't bat an eye at your rate. It really helps. The biggest thing, Corey, is be seen. Be seen, show stuff, do stuff. If you're just working freelance, make your own stuff. Do something that no one has seen. Shoot something that, do passion projects. Be seen. That is how you get there, because that's how they notice. Always saw VMount for television production here. Yeah, overseas, Patrick, for sure. Let me clarify that. It was American television. I'm still the 10% that has a portfolio of Anton Bauer gold mount products. I will have to start investing in VMount. I mean, if you're invested in it, you stick with it. I mean, you use what works. My thing is, if I'm somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I can get online and find somebody with a V-mount within a couple hours drive that I can rent or borrow or whatever. Gold mount? Not quite so much. Tilta, cough, cough. I mean, small. Tilta is changing, guys. Look at what Tilta's doing now. Tilta actually has some. Well, they have a whole bunch of tripods coming out. They have one that to me is pretty interesting. It's not an O'Connor. It's not a Sattler or a Miller. It's close to a Miller. And I consider Miller and Sattler to be very similar. And it's not a copy. It is their own design, which is kind of cool. Will you be replacing some of your core batteries for their newer release lineup? Replace? No. Add in? Yes. I have quite a few cores now, the Nanos. I will have Nano X's because having more batteries, always a good thing. And I will use their Snap batteries. I have quite a few ideas of what to use those on now. As your brain kind of processes through what those are and what they can do, it's the future's bright. I literally put that on my live stream thing. Is anyone still using tape archive? Oh, absolutely, Michael. LTO is the standard for archival because you have on hard drives you have a thing called bit rot. It exists. It's real, and that is you copy something to it, and over a year, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, bits just flip, and they're no longer valid. And bits are literally just a magnetic particle that's up or down. That's all it is, north or south. That's it. So they just kind of, when you do that, you've lost it. And they tell you that when you store data on hard drives, you need to physically, once per year, pick that data up and rewrite it someplace else. And that is your best prevention of bit rot. Tape, LTO, does not suffer anywhere close to the level of bit rot. You can have an LTO tape, it's 20 years old, and you can pull data from it. It is quite amazing the difference of that. So very much is tape backup. When Red eventually releases a new camera, what compelling features that will entice you to purchase? So what I'm most interested in, a new Nikon Red Synergy camera. From the Red side, I will be interested in seeing some strengths of Nikon, like they have pretty good autofocus. I mean, Red has done very well with their, oh man, I'm giving away more? No, I'm not. I wonder if I could just it'd be so cool if I could just, yeah. I need to find out if I could do moderation, automatic moderation. That'd be nice on Rumble because, yeah, it's fun. The thing I would look, sorry, my nose always itches when I talk because my nose hairs, when I talk for a very long period of time, and everybody knows it, when I'm in NAB, I'm sitting there just doing this number all day. I don't have a booger sugar problem. I don't do that stuff. It's just my nose hairs just itch. I think what we will see is, say, a Komodo X next generation. I think it's going to be smaller, less power hungry. Komodo is not power hungry at all, but I think we're going to see some savings additional. That is what I'm most interested, because think about it. If you could get a Komodo, and let's say it's a third smaller, it's already a tiny build. But if it's a third smaller, now people are seriously looking at it for even tighter spaces in places that you wouldn't necessarily put a Komodo because you're going to put a GoPro or something like that. We could definitely talk about Insta360, guys, if you want to as well, because there's some interesting news on that one. I have a 60 terabyte RAID 5 NAS spinners. I'm rethinking my strategy. Heat, slowness are the less compelling ownership reasons. Michael, what brand of NAS are you running? My guess is you're probably running a QNAP. Your 60 terabyte RAID 5. I would ask you then, how many drives are in your RAID 5? I mean, storage is what I did. I used to build out petabytes of storage in the IT world for giant corporations. Corey says, how do you feel Is this a Star Trek 3 reference? How do you feel? Oh, it's 4. Star Trek 4. How do you feel? How do you feel? There's a second part. How do you feel about the new medium format camera that shoots 8K? What medium format camera that shoots 8K? Those Fujis don't shoot 8K. What medium format shoots 8K? I'm just trying. The Hasselblad does the new Hasselblad doesn't even shoot 8K, does it? No, it shoots 4K, doesn't it? Yeah, because it's not a video-centric camera. I don't know. Which one is that? So you never deal with media on the actual files level? Well, sure. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, when I'm duplicating through Hedge, it's for pure speed of a bit for bit copy, which is what Hedge does. It literally verifies every single bit is written and is there. That is what it does. I mean, on the file level, I'm constantly using it when I'm editing. Did you ever check out the Asus 8K? I did see it, but I didn't dig into it in detail. The problem with the 8K monitors is they're very, very pricey. Rex, stop having a Twitch fit. Forever. Man, these guys just think they're gonna scam you guys. The joke's on them. There's nobody watching on Rumble except them. You suckers. Okay. Edit AB, yep. For 20 years, I've teased myself to get a Flanders. Oh, I hear you. Flanders is the best. Currently using Apple monitors with LG OLED. I mean, they're very good. They really are. The thing about a Flanders is the tool set. The tool set on a Flanders makes a Flanders fantastic and extremely versatile. And I'm the same. I dream. I mean, there's definitely, if Scott wins the lottery, the meme, I wouldn't tell anybody that I won the lottery, but there would be signs. Yeah, I'd have a couple of Raptor X's. Definitely would have a bunch of O'Connors. We'll definitely have a Flanders or two. A lot of people actually, Michael, like the LG. It's the LG, right? The LG OLED TVs. The G3s are what a lot of colorists are using now for their client monitors because they are very, very good. Such awesome footage, dude. Holy smokes, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. It is that helps me inspire me. Help me. Low light on Raptor X is awesome. Smash that like button, people. Thank you, Carlos. You're such a gentleman. Rex, would you chill out? He's been in this. If you watch his leg, he twitches. It's like he used to just kind of twitch. Like he always has like bad dreams, but it's not bad dreams. I don't know what it is. It always makes me wonder because he's never not been around us. He's never had a bad owner. He's always. Did y'all see cute little? I gotta pull up this photo. Would you quit? I gotta pull up this photo. This is so. Nope, not that one. This one right here. This was little Rexor when he wasn't even a year old. Yeah, that's about 6 months, and we still have that ball, by the way. But he's a giant beast in that, and he's a puppy. He's a puppy. Boy, that dude was, all over the place. Michael says, Scott, what's your feedback on RE Sky panels? Are there still uses for traditional tungsten? Oh yeah, so RE Sky panels are always great. They're always good. They're just the old original ones are less relevant today because there's a lot of better, more powerful, more compact options. Their new ones are really cool. Again, RE dollars though, so it's a thing. I'm gonna increase the humidity. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. And tungsten, I mean, there's virtually nothing, with the exception of the sun, that renders skin as beautiful as tungsten. Tungsten has a beautiful rendering on skin. So I still have 2 tungsten lights, and I probably won't get rid of them. One of them, because it, like, you see people sell that light for like $10, and I'm not going to get rid of that. And I do have, man, I'm giving it away again? Dylan, give it up, dude. I'm not an idiot. I can see. I can mute you. Kiss my... The other one I have an RE, I think it's the RE Light, RE Flex. I think it's RE Flex. It's an open face source designed for softboxes, and I will pull that out periodically. It is really pretty, and I keep that one too. Simon! Hey, Simon. The bigger issue in remote rainforests is powering the RED and the computer to offload the data. This is true. This is true. I'm looking to buy a Kessler crane and Cineshooter VMount adapter. Anyone got some sick deals? You're looking for... You're just looking for the VMount adapter? Or are you looking for the Cineshooter? Which one are you looking for? Because if you want the adapter, just call Red. It's not expensive. It's very affordable. They'll sell you the adapter, and you have to have one that is designed to go on the back here. If you're looking for Cineshooter Plus, I believe, based upon what Mr. Kessler said, if you call up Kessler and you sing the Kessler roll song, you don't have to sing the whole thing. I don't think that's a requirement. Maybe, a reason, make them know that you know the Kessler roll song. Sing that to them. I have been told they will give you a pretty substantial discount. So if y'all are looking for some pretty incredible motion control with unreal abilities, literally unreal, yeah. Learn the Kessler roll song. Come on. I sang it, and I can't sing for crap. So, Luca. Hey, Luca. As Luca joins right when Rex moves out of the way. There you go. Hey, buddy. Let's see here. Darren says 30 to 40 years or more in theory. It's true. Nobody really knows. The biggest problem with tape is literally making sure you keep the device to read it, because the next generation of LTO will have backwards compatibility of read, but not write. So you have to keep the tapes or rewrite them. For the Red Nikon combo, I would be looking for extended highlights perfection. There's room to grow there. Simultaneous writes, maybe. Simultaneous writes is going to be a problem on any camera, really, because of the heat. When you write at 800 megabytes a second and then you have to do it twice, that is a lot of heat. A lot. We'll see. I am... Did y'all read the Film and Digital Times Film and Digital whatever it is, the digital magazine? They just did an interview with Jared and KG, and it was really good. It was they gave a little bit of insight as to what Nikon's plans kind of are, which kind of goes along with what everybody's been saying. they're not looking to destroy red. They're looking to enhance red and, make it cooler. They like it. And also, Komodo or Raptor X, it's brand spanking new. It has so much life in it. I mean, some things. Ooh-wee. Scott, if you review the Z8, Z9, will you compare it against Komodo X and OG? I will review the Z8. In my reviews, I don't do comparisons. However, I will likely do a separate video comparing a whole bunch of cameras in the best I can do compatibility. It's going to be tough with so many different formats and sensors and mounts and all that. It's going to be very, very difficult, but I will do my best to create. I plan on doing quite a few videos. You're going to see more videos from me. I'm definitely going to take a page from Kofi, my friend up in Canada, who, when he gets a camera, he wants to make 10 videos on it. I'm going to start with 5. We're going to work from there. I don't want to inundate with stuff, but I definitely want to explore these cameras much deeper. So we'll see. It won't be in the review, though. All reviews, it's kind of my standard. The camera needs to stand on its own. It's not a comparison, do I buy Red or do I buy Nikon? Or, the joke there, hey, you're buying the same. Do I buy Canon or do I buy Nikon? Compare yourself, and I will show you the best and the worst of each of the cameras individually. You have to be the judge. I don't want me telling you what to buy. I just don't. I want me giving you my opinions, what I find, what I believe, what I would like, and I push them to the level that I can, and you decide for yourself what you see. What are O'Connors and Flanders? Flanders are a brand of monitor that are usually on-set or color grading monitors that have a excellent set of tools. And O'Connors are fantastic tripods, very, very expensive. What? Oh, the sun went out. That was interesting. I've never had that happen before. Did y'all see that? Someone was flicking with a switch on the sun? That was weird. Can Nikon improve Red? Red is so good. What can Nikon bring to the table from Oxford, London? So what they can, it's good to see you. What they can bring to the table is manufacturing, engineering, design, resources, in so many ways. Keep in mind, Nikon designs and builds and manufactures their own ASICs, which is the heart of a camera. Red would spec an ASIC. They would say, these are all the things that we need. The manufacturer of the ASICs would either build it or say, we have this one that will do it. That's not a knock on Red. That is efficiency. Red is not an ASIC designer. Red is a sensor design company. They are an IP company. They are a packaging is the wrong word because they are engineering these packages together, but they are a cinema camera company. Those are their strengths. They weren't great at monitors, so they outsourced that to a monitor company. They weren't great at media today, and I only say that because they really were good at media. They gave you media that no one else could give you. Seriously. The red mags, no one had anything that could do that. There wasn't anything. So they really were good at that. But now, today, everyone else is better. So why spend money, time, and resources? What Nikon can improve is all the things that Nikon is good at. Nikon is good at hardware and engineering and manufacturing. They decided not to manufacture sensors, but they still design the sensors. Sony manufactures their sensors. Now they have access to the red sensor designers and their artists. So a lot of good things can come from that. I see you use Edge instead of the OS. Own the file. What? I see you use Edge instead of using the OS own file. Oh, absolutely. Hedge. Hedg. It's a I forget it's got a different name, but if you type in Hedge for Mac, Hedge, it'll come up with whatever their new name of their company is. But it is a bit for bit copy. And there's several others out there that are bit for bit, but they're very slow and older technology, and I don't like them. Also, you can't buy them. You have to rent them, and I definitely don't like that. Terra copy, interesting. There's purposes in the video world for a Hedge and the others. I've used Flanders with Shane on set in Italy. They are not so sturdy like small HD. Yeah. They have only new improved their chassis. Yes, but they are beautiful. EL Zone versus Geoscope. I'm a Geoscope guy. Very, very fond of it. EL Zone is perfectly fine. Honestly, any tool that you are comfortable using that lets you fine-tune those important parts. Hold on. Whatever that was really low. What was that? There was a plane that just flew over really low, and I don't know what it was. That was weird. It didn't show up on flight radar. But seriously, any tool that allows you to tune in your skin tones and then also like Geoscope. I mean, like when I do skin tones, but like all I'm really concerned with is where the skin at. So I'm pulling up 2 or 3 stops of in the Geoscope, and then I want to know where my clip and where my shadows fall off. Those are the ones that I highlight. So I look for red, I look for purple, and I look for the greens in the middle, and that's it. So anything that you can do to hone your skill set and know where you are, then it don't matter. Sky panels are very, very heavy. They are, but I mean, they were first. They came out with it first, and you gotta give them respect for that. I still use tungsten all the time. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fantastic and higher in tungsten lights that do not cost a lot. I mean, honestly, if you're looking, if you have low funds, buying some like Airy Fresnels, I sold off all mine. I sold them all off. I had all the way up to 2K, all the way down to 150. They were great. They're hot, and in Texas, that sucks. But yeah, nothing can beat tungsten color rendition. It's true, but it's also a little bit of a fallacy too, because like we all talk about rendition and CRI. What we're really talking about is what we're used to. That's because tungsten is what we were used to. So everything was judged based upon that. But there is a, I don't know what the term is, and I was literally talking with, what's her name? Oh gosh, can't remember her name. I'm so bad at names. She was the DP for A Quiet Place. I was talking to her. We were talking about tungsten lights, and she loves tungsten as well. And what is it that it is? It is, in the VFX world, they call it subsurface scattering. So tungsten light penetrates your skin a little bit, bounces off, and comes back through. Your skin actually glows with tungsten. LEDs can do it, but it's a little more difficult for them to do it. And HMI is the same way. That's why tungsten looks so good to us. The sun can do it. It's quite cool. But look up subsurface. I forget the term though. Subsurface scatter is what they call it in VFX, and I don't know what it is in reality with light. Why do you think Blackmagic ditched the L mount on the new Cine 12, LP, LPL, and EF? Because LPL, PL, and EF are all extended throat mounts, meaning the lens is this far away from the sensor itself, whereas an L mount is it is a mirrorless, so there's no room in there for cute little things like internal ND. Everybody loves. I'm waiting, Dylan Bitcoin guy. I'm waiting for your next round. Or have you gotten fed up by me monitoring? That is almost certainly my guess, is because they couldn't get an L mount on there. I doubt they're ditching it for the future. It's just harder with mirrorless to incorporate things like ND in front of the sensor. I'm going to sing the Kessler Roll song. Do it, Jacob. Do it. You go, you call up Kessler. You say, I'd like to speak to Jason, please. And Jason's going to go, this is Jason. I literally just said my name was Jason when I answered the phone. And you can say, don't give me no lip, boy. What are you talking about? I want to speak to Jason. Eventually, he's going to convince you he's Jason, and he is. Then say, look, I was talking to my friend. He said, I should sing you a song. And start singing it. And then you're going to hear the biggest laugh on the planet. And then y'all are going to be friends, and you're going to get a great deal. How is the prop tonight? Well, Webbles, it is fantastic. It's actually really good. It's a little dry. My humidor is not... it's not circulating well. I have a lot of stuff in the top, and I need to get it into the bottom. Whoops. This is rather interesting too, because that name underneath, there is not really an Alec Bradley that I've ever liked, except for what's the one? Something Moon, Moon Shadow, or something like that. This is actually pretty good. Bring it on. Do you have a video when Rex was a little puppy? I do. And Luca, you're definitely Rex's biggest fan. Besides me. I'll have to go find them. I got to figure out what we would have recorded that on and then go find it there. That would have been... Yeah, it's going to be on my iPhone. The problem is going to be when I switched over my iPhone to Samsung and then came back, and all my photos and videos from before the switch are all dated the exact same date. Ugh, makes it really, really impossible to find stuff. Archival, as always, be a matter of archiving to VTRs with tapes. Well, the second to repair is the other. Yeah. According to your set window, are you underwater, Scott? I am not, Cognition. What you're seeing here is bugs. I haven't shot updated plates. This is a really gorgeous shot if you see it in person, or see the video clip, because it's actually focused on kind of right here in the water. This is a pond. There's a pond right here. You can actually see fish jump. This is all mountains all the way up here, and then the sun is way up here, kind of coming in like this. And there were so many these little white flies flying around there. I was like, this is really cool. And everyone was like, oh, you're in an aquarium. It really looked cool when you see the video. Hello, Scott. Hello, I hit it. And fellow gear junkies, yes, indeed. Carla says, closer to full spectrum and no blue spike is valuable. This is true. Tungsten. So we should all have some tungsten lights just in case. I mean, having one is never a problem. Having a bunch in Texas, that's a problem because that's a lot of heat. Does tungsten cover full spectrum or just visible light? Tungsten does have some full spectrum, but not all. It's definitely towards the red, the infrared. Cogbish is like, oh, I love Rex too. I mean, yeah, he's Rex. Let me see if I have. I don't think I do. I don't want to get away from my search. There we go. Dog. What's dog? I don't want to get away from their photos. I want videos. Oh, you can't find videos? Really? There's okay, here's, it's not a video, but there is Rex the puppy. That is when we just got him, and he was born next door. He was not far. We knew him. We saw him. He was a. Okay, here's another one. Rex the puppy. Maybe the wife has some videos of him. Now, here's this was Rex's predecessor, also a wonderful dog. This was Dugan. Dugan was a Samoyed, and just, I mean, we couldn't have had better. I don't want to say luck, but just better animals than these two. There's Dugan as well. There. And Dugan was Dugan. We're just looking at dogs now. There's Dugan and me. You know, he was a good boy. Looking for more Rex. I can't find. This is one of my favorite ones, though. This one. So, if y'all know who that is, and Rex just loves him, and he loves Rex. Rex is a good judge of people. Yeah, it won't show me videos, which stinks. Maybe the wife can find and send them over. Simon says, more Rex. And Simon loves Rex. Dirk, hello, sir. Good evening to all. Hello, Dirk. Is that a live shot of the moon? It is not a live shot of the moon. It is a shot that I did of the moon. How do I pull it up? I have to pull up the still. Yep, there we go. There's another night shot. That was Colorado. But that's the moon that I took. I forget what I shot that with. I think I shot that with a A7R3. I just thought it was a really good photo. So I like it in the background, and it's mine. Oh my God, Rex and Hood. Rex and no. I would be interested in how many peeps here have rented or bought the Raptor X. Interesting. I know that Carlos owns one. Tim owns one. Who else owns one? Show of hands. Show of hands. Hope you're doing great. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Yep. But Scott, the new Cine 12K has internal NDs, so no need to ditch the L mount. Right. Burano and Venice have mirrorless E mount besides their PL. Yes. Could have done the same, except Blackmagic is not a optics company, and they're not. Sony has more resources that allowed them to pull it off. But Sony has some limitations with their indie as well. Could have done the same. Yep. Dirk, really happy it's the weekend, indeed. And we're off keto this weekend. We have friends coming in, and so we're doing pizza. Yeah, we're doing smash burgers. Both of those recipes are on my what's my other channel? Final Raw Cuts. There we go. I was like, what's the name of my channel? Yep. Oh, puppy. Everybody loves the dog. That's literally the only reason that I get any subscriptions is my buddy over here. Rex was my buddy every day while he was. Rex enjoyed it. It took Rex like he's over here. He's like, why do you keep calling my name? It took him like 3-4 minutes, and I told him that Simon was good people, and Rex listens. He knows good people. Like I told that one story. There's only one person that he didn't like, and I don't know what it was. I really don't. Internet guy. It was weird. But he hung with Simon. He liked Simon. He was great. Good buddies. G-Rags. Saw your toilet paper. Yeah, Dirk, it's that was me a long time ago. But I put that stuff out. I didn't post it. I try to I pulled my back. Well, I twisted it. I try to put some stuff out there for you members because, I appreciate you all. And at some point, I'll put that out to the public. But, I want you guys to have the inside laugh at that. I did a toilet paper ad almost 20 years ago. And that was on... Oh, yeah, that was, I was like, what was that on? I'm pretty sure, I forgot that I literally grabbed the P2 card copies. It was on the HVX 200. It's so bad. It's so bad. So bad. Cognition. Yes. Well, Cog, aren't you a member? I thought you were a member. Yeah, you're a member. Go out to my channel. Not now. Now it's live stream time. And I think it's just listed in all the videos. You'll have access to it. I don't think there's a members only video thing, but if there is, that's where it would be. But it's for members only. So Simon says, I've used Raptor X on 3 shoots recently. There you go. Can someone make a near impenetrable cage for Komodo? I guess it's possible, but my guess is it would be a one-off because almost no one wants that. So there wouldn't be any money for anybody to do it. Bought 2 KXs. Very nice. Solid answers. Solid stuff. I bought one up on Share Grid in Los Angeles. If anybody wants to rent it, there you go. Austin has one. What do you think of it, Austin? What do you think of it, Simon? Webbles, regarding the Raptor X by Helium and Komodo are good enough until the Z mount comes. Nikon still shooter, so I have a lot of... Well, there you go. You're just waiting. And I mean, I think it's going to be really cool when the floodgates open for that. And also, I haven't heard. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know that we'll actually hear, but I mean, it sounds like, and literally just speculation. Canon was asked about the Nikon Red merger, and they were very positive about it. I mean, they were more positive about it than just a corporate PR would say. For instance, they seemed like, hey, this is kind of cool. Bring it on. Let's have some fun. So maybe Canon's going to let them keep RF for a long time. That'd be cool. You talking underwater? Because I think that's been done. So serious question. All right, Cog. Art. Oh, Art. I will text you. We have enough to make a 16 ounce. I think one 16 ounce salt. I will text you when we have to package it up. We did verify stock on it. So I will let you know and when it's available, and you can order the salt. But if anybody's looking for Scotty B. Goods, salt and pepper, smoky applewood salt and pepper, ScottyBGoods.com. Is Jared Land related to Edward Land from the Polaroid Land Company? I don't believe so. Edward Land. I'm trying to think of his brother's name. I've never met his brother. Never actually been introduced, but I saw he's commented on something. But I don't think so. Jared's background is really cool, but I'm not going to tell it. That is definitely a story that Jared could tell if he wants, because he's kind of mysterious. The giant parking lot entrepreneur. Aaron says, I'm just starting as a freelancer. I currently own an S5 II and the Sony FX30 and the A7 IV. My question, does camera brand matter when looking for work? Easier to find with Sony or panty second shooter? So what I would say is Sony has developed a reputation in the corporate, the editors. They've developed a good reputation for getting a quality picture out. I'm not saying Canon doesn't, but Sony has. I have lots of friends that own Sonys as well, because Red has a brand, Arri has a brand, and people do recognize that stuff. For certain, there are lots of people that will ask for a Sony over a Panasonic. Panasonic makes very fine stuff, but people are always afraid of what they don't know. It's kind of like Red at the beginning. People are like, well, I don't know that we can edit Red. You can. Yeah. So FX30 and A7 IV, both really, really good. A7 IV I really liked, and it had a couple of weaknesses. I just ended up switching from Sony to Canon just because of the RF lenses. What are your clients saying when you tell them what you have? What are they saying? And usually, what I would tell them is I have current generation Sony 4K cameras. And you tell them that, and you don't have to be specific at that point. But FX30 is a known, A7S III, FX3. Those are all known. FX6, all well known. Venice, FX9, they're all well known. There's a lot of people that do know the R5, and they do get work. So Panasonic just doesn't quite have as much of a name. They've always had a name, and it's always been a good name. It just not quite the name. I guess the Bitcoiners all stopped. Austin says, I love it. Big jump from OG. Oh, it's huge from OG Komodo. Wow. That is a jump for sure, dude. Impenetrable cage would be a crash cam housing, which basically a steel box with plexiglass window. I see. There's lots of those out there. They use them on time lapse. They're exterior boxes, but nothing's really impenetrable. Ask the slow-mo guys. I want the near impenetrable cage because I want to put my RC car and rip it. As someone who's mounted a VHS camcorder to RC cars and ripped it, what I can tell you is I would more or less wrap Komodo in foam, that 1/4 inch neoprene kind of that harder rubberier foam, and then cut out some holes for ventilation, please do. Do that with like some Velcro, and way better off. Because yeah, but I hear you. That would be fun. I saw a Gates underwater housing yesterday. They are very cool. I so want to get into underwater. I will probably never get to do that now with plans, but we'll see. Cognition, first red compatible lens to purchase if you're interested in Laowa Rangers, Nisi Primes. Would you first get the Laowa 28-75, or would you get the Nisi Prime 35 or 50, then order to buy the rest? It's a good Mr. Rob. Someone has asked if I could review the Kick 2. So can we make that happen? They asked if I would, and I said I will ask. So if we can make that happen, cool. If not, no worries. So the Laowas are good quality lenses. I really enjoyed them. They're big, so they're good, but they're zooms. They're T29s. They're very cool. We got a thumbs up on that. We will get the Kick 2 review soon. The Nisis are very, very cool lenses. They're very compact, and I mentioned it before, but I'm saying it again, they're on their way to me. So we will have a review of the Nisis soon. And they're expanding that line. So the Nisis are really a good, affordable set of quality glass. Pretty good stuff. I look forward to finding their weaknesses. It's interesting, as I was talking to the main person at Nisi, and I was telling him my initial impressions, and he's like, "Oh, I think we're going to change your mind on that." He says, "When you start using it in real life, you're going to see some more fun stuff." And he was showing me explaining some things that they've shot on the very wides, and I was like, interesting. So it depends. Cognition. I mean, the Laowas are really good, and they're a really good set. So you can buy the Laowa Rangers. Have you seen the Super 35s? My God, they're tiny. They are tiny. The Laowas are full frame. The Nisis are full frame. For the weaknesses of the Nisis, I will have to finish. Well, I'll have to get them in and then do my review on them and really put them through their places to what I saw of all of them minus the ultra wide, which my initial impression was I didn't care for, but we'll see. Is that they were very clean, but very pretty and very affordable. The Laowa, very nice. Very nice lenses. I really liked the bokeh on those. We don't have our Christmas tree set up, so I won't be able to test the Nisis the same way, but maybe I can talk the wife into... And that bottle of bourbon has been touched a few times. Yeah, it really just depends, Cognition. Are you a zoom or a prime guy? You know, I don't think you're wrong either way. The Laowas are fast, like fast to change because you're just going to buy 2 of them or 3. And then, oh, I need to be a little tighter, zoom in. DCs are for prime shooters and a wide range of them coming. And then buy the rest. Yeah, so it's really up to you. What I would tell you, if you're not making a decision in the next several weeks, then wait for my review on the Nisis and then compare the two. I will try to do as similar as I can do. Like I said, the Christmas tree's not up, but maybe the wife will do that. And maybe I'll give you my opinions on the two, and then you just make your decision. I think for KX gates. Oh, interesting. It would need to be just slightly bigger for KX. Yeah. As far as my thoughts on the Raptor X, overall, enjoy it. Though it is very power hungry and goes through batteries very quickly. Yeah, it can. You definitely want the bigger batteries on the Raptor, but whew, man, that image. Ooh, what you smoking on there, brother? I am enjoying the Max by Alec Bradley. And as I was saying before, other than, what is it, something dust, moon dust or something, I forget which one, this one's falling apart. It's not Alec Bradley's fault. It's my humidor. This is actually an enjoyable one. I usually don't like Alec's because they have an ashy flavor, and I don't particularly care for that. Simon says, I do wish Red would allow for a custom menu so I could put like 2 to 3 different resolution as they do. They do. They literally have that, Simon. On the side, you have custom pages on the side you can do. Also, the other thing with the Red, which is hellishly awesome, is Red Control and Red Control Pro, which is amazing. And you're watching me right now live. I wonder what the delay is. Is there a delay? I bet that seems to be tied up nicely. That's pretty funny. But the ability to control like everything here with Red Control and then Red Control Pro lets you have multiple cameras all lined up at the same time. Okay, you could just click here, you click here, you can click here. It's awesome. There's my hand. Let's make sure there's no Bitcoiners thinking of everything. So yeah, Red Control on set, absolutely every time. And I will be doing some cool videos on Red Control and Red Control Pro because, man, it's really good. Eric, I hear you. Never say never, though. They all believed they were doing the right thing. Yeah. Love the VariCam was a very good camera. And it had a name. And since then, they haven't, they basically abandoned it, basically. What do you think about the new Blackmagic 12K full frame? Well, I hope to test it near soon. I don't think I'm going to get it soon. What I will say is what I always say on this sensor that they have. Let me make sure I'm still. It uses clear pixels, and clear pixels they are not resolution. They cannot be used for resolution. They do not contribute to resolution. What they contribute to is more luminance values, and they allow you to use the entire sensor at lower resolutions. Where I think Blackmagic should change, and I do hope, I have to reach out, I think it's been time, but Grant said he wanted to be on the live stream, so I do want to have a good, deep conversation with Grant Petty at Blackmagic about why they market this as a 12K camera instead of 4K. Like I said before, I don't believe they're being disingenuous. I believe they are counting photo sites and using the soft benefit, so to speak, of that for people who don't necessarily understand resolution and what photo sites contribute to. It's not a bare pattern, it's a different pattern. What I will say about it, and the same thing with the original 12K, it is a really good 4K camera. Really good. There's so much color information for 4K. There's so much data for a excellent 4K image, which is the deliverable for most people. If you shoot it in 12K and you try to use it as 12K, if you look at it, it doesn't look good at 12K. At 8K, it's a little bit better, but it's not comparable to a Venice or a Raptor when it comes to 8K. At 4K, it looks really, really good compared to a Venice 2 or a Raptor at 4K downsampled or a finished 4K output. So I will be interested in testing it. I definitely think they're on what I believe with Blackmagic. The company as a whole is doing some really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. I think they're that close. Let me just put my eyeball in there and squish, squish, squish. They're this close to some pretty phenomenal cinema cameras. I mean, they're that close. They're building it. They're getting there. It takes time for a camera company to develop. And I think Pixis 2 or Pixis Pro, I think it's going to be killer out there. Definitely will do. Definitely don't want an underwater case. Yeah. Don't need the nightmare fuel. Yeah, when we shot underwater on the feature, we had problem after problem after problem because we didn't have a lot of time or even prep time for the underwater. And I had never shot in a Gates. We used I think a Salty Dog. No, was it Salty Dog? I forget which one it was. It might have been a Salty Dog. Underwater housing for Komodo. And we couldn't get focus. And we couldn't get focus for a variety of reasons. We had focus control, but we had no control for the lenses we were using because we couldn't line them up. But, hey, Mike, how are you, Mr. Fortin? I hope you're doing well, dude. And so I talked to a friend who shoots a lot of underwater at NAB, and we were talking about it, and he was laughing. He's like, "Yeah, it's not at all. There's no formula for pulling focus. You literally have to look. Is the only way you're going to pull focus." So, yeah, we had fun. Scott, are you bringing on more guests? I am, Dirk. I am. I am going to get through City Gear, and then we're gonna bring on some guests. I've already mentioned a couple that will be coming on, and they're ready to go. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I feel confident now that, especially when I test the audio ahead of time, I feel good that the guests will have a good experience. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Definitely. Oh man, I'm gonna fly through these questions here. Looking forward to that Nisi review. Me too. Yeah, me as well. Yep. Will you test Cooke SP3s and Zeiss Nano? I already tested the SP3s. I have a full, what is it, like 28 minutes long review? King, go out there and watch my video. I test those puppies up and down, sideways, all directions. I do want to review the Zeiss, and I will reach out to them after NAB and see if I can do that. We have a couple. Yeah, we need to get on a call, Art, and thank you for NAB. I greatly appreciate you, man. You're a true a true definition of a nice human. You really are, but you're a creative as hell human too. So there's that. A couple of things on, by the way. Thanks for the server talk. We clogged the 12 by 12 Synology. We're pushing dollars to an expansion unit. Wow. Well, it didn't take long, Art. Rental house cameras, Scotty. You know I don't know. Oh, I know that, yeah. I really wish there was a vintage mode on the Komodo to make the screen. Oh, I asked for that. I asked for it, and I assume I don't know. I've never really pushed it. I assume that there just wasn't enough firmware space to do all of that. I really wanted the double tap to pixel 1-to-1 pixels just for pulling focus, but we didn't get that either. I'm sorry. I really wish there was vintage. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. Well, there we go. Wait, did I catch up? Oh, I did. I did catch up. Yay. Many Blackmagic users have invested on L-mount since their introduction. Well, okay. Introducing a cinema camera. I'm trying to word it properly because my initial statement was going to be but red. I mean, it's true. Introducing a cinema camera without PL in mind, let me phrase it that way, would be foolish because in the cinema world, PL is king, period. So I don't think they're getting rid of L-mount, but almost no one is buying L-mount. So I'm not sure where that goes. Great 8cam for beginner. Okay. That's what I found strange that they don't offer L-mount on the 12K, leaving all those L-mount lens owners with an upgrade path. It's really tough. I feel for Blackmagic. I feel for Blackmagic users, and I feel for L-mount users because the problem is L-mount is never going to catch on until I'd say 5 or 6 other new camera companies pop up and start selling Blackmagic type cameras. Blackmagic sells a lot of cameras, but Canon has RF. They're not going L. Nikon has Z. They're not going L. Sony has E. They're not going L. Arri has LPL and PL. They're not going to L. So, I mean, Red went to RF because they made a deal that was useful to them. And I actually think it was cool that RF was that way. But Canon makes a lot of really good glass. Sony makes a lot of really good glass. Nikon makes a lot of really good glass, and then they also rebrand Tangerine. It's interesting. They're not switching. They created their own ecosphere. So I feel for L-mount people, which is why I can't get behind L-mount because nothing that I bought that I would buy L-mount for would benefit me. Because every new camera, stills camera, is going to be the respective mount of the owner. And it's not going to be L. So it has to be non-Canon, non-Nikon, non-Arri, non-Red, non-Sony, who enters the market with cameras like Sigma did with theirs. That's a tough one. Grant Petty interview will be interesting. I truly hope it happens. I really do. That conversation between you and Grant Petty is going to be. I mean, I'm not a mean person. I'm not going to be hard hitting. Tell me, Grant, what were you thinking? No, it's not going to be that way. But I will I mean, I will say the things that are on my mind is like, why do you do it this way? And I had these questions. I had a lot of the conversation that I would have on the live stream bot. I had it when I'm talking to Grant for 45 minutes. Still freaks me out that he knows who I was. And I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? What they're doing, it makes sense what they're doing. I don't think it makes sense the 12K marketing, but everything else that they're doing makes sense for Blackmagic as an ecosystem because they're building an ecosystem and it's good. It's a solid ecosystem. I got no that many complaints on their ecosystem because they're really thinking in advance. 20% clients care about brand. I want one brand. Yeah, Panty, Open Gate, slightly better. Yep. Sony recognition, ecosystem, room to grow. I've owned Sony forever, and I have lenses and accessories. Yeah, it's one of those comfort things. Like if you're on a reality show, they're going to ask you if you have Sony because that's what they shoot on. FX9s, FS7s, FS7 Marks IIs, FX6s. That's what they shoot on. But Panasonic offers such value and features, lacks the brand recognition. I mean, I would assume, and I don't know, that Panasonic does not have the budget in their they don't have really a cinema anymore. They don't really have the budget to branch too far out. I was really looking forward to the organic 8K, I think it was what they were calling it. And Sharp had one too that was like the sensor that was completely different. And then right after that, they're like, we're not doing sensors anymore. We're not doing this and that. How does DSM-C3 handle footage? DSM-C2 had a nice H2O. Well, the standard OLPF, which is what is literally on the sensor, they literally laminate it right onto the sensor. It's really good. The standard OLPF, I mean, it's modified for each of these cameras, obviously, because each sensor is a little different. But the standard fixed most of all complaints that people had on the swappable OLPFs. And it was really nice to have the swappable OLPFs, but it wasn't what most people were doing. And so, again, focus on what most people are doing. I will watch the SP3 review after the stream. There's some Rex footage on there with SP3s. PL is the king. And now there are a lot of affordable options. It's true. I, myself, now am no longer buying EF glass. Although if a couple of really cool lenses pop up in EF, then I'll jump on it. Everything that I buy from now on will be PL if it is a cinema glass because it works for everything. And I have a plethora of adapters. The breakthrough adapters are solid. Been using the heck out of them. Love them. For run and fun. Would you ever choose Misfit Kick over Misfit Atom? Sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, if I didn't own any of the 3 matte boxes that I have, and I was looking for a matte box, it would be the Kick. It was the Kick when I reviewed it. We'll see what the Kick 2 does. But the Kick is quite literally everything you would want in a matte box, made by Bright Tangerine, who they give a crap. They give a solid, that's not such a negative word. They care, so they give a crap. They care so much about engineering. And when you see their stuff, when you see how it's engineered, it's like, oh, that's a totally, I mean, let me give you an example. And it was the first part that I got of that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Where is it? My wife and I have this running joke that all I do on my live streams is just go to my thing and just bring it all out. that is not it. That is not it. Is it? Where is it? Right there it is. Okay. I should just have my cabinet right next to it. I really should. Man, all the crypto guys just gave up after 2 hours. All right, so this is the first Bright Tangerine piece of kit that I ordered. And so this is the revolver Atom, the revolver Atom. So they have the revolver, which is a big one, and then they have the Atom. The attention to detail on this is unseeable. So like they have these little stops here that you can push in and out, and they have little rubber bumps. So when you bring over your hard stop, it's a nice bump. It's really nice. When I turn this, there's no noise. You can see there's zero backlash in there. It is so phenomenal. It's art is really what it is. It's an engineering marvel of perfection, especially when it's right side up. This was to Bright Tangerine, and I was blown away with how good and how flexible all of this is. I mean, it's so modular, like literally everything can be moved around as you need to. I mean, and it's weird because like follow focus, they're not used that much anymore. People tend to go wireless on everything, but I mean, art, this is art. And the Misfit Atom is, you know, it is one of the most basic matte boxes on the planet. However, it works so well. So after this, I bought the Viv. And, you know, because I have, I'm going to put this away, which my wife will be very pleased. So I have the Viv, which was one of their, it's not one of their first matte boxes, but it was, I think it was like their second generation of big boy multi-stage matte boxes. This thing is all carbon fiber, and again, machined just spectacularly. You know, everything comes out wonderfully. It's super lightweight. I mean, it weighs nothing. Ultimately flexible beyond flexible. You could do it with rings. You could do it with their donut. And then they had the swing away, which I have. And I rarely ever rig with the swing away. I love this matte box. And because I own this and I own the Misfit Atom and the Misfit, well, it was the Clash 138 is there. It's now called the Misfit Rhoda Pola, I believe it is. It's not, it's, you know, I just haven't had a need to buy another matte box. Buy once, cry once kind of thing. The Viv, if I remember, I think it was about the same price as the Kick. And the Kick has all of that in a more compact, more flexible chassis. So it is, there's always something to be said for quality. And, you know, the original Airy matte boxes, they're really nice quality. They're very expensive. There's a lot of others out there. And then there's the affordable, cheap knockoffs and all of that. That's when you're buying a matte box because you want to, I'm not trying to be rude, but you want to look cool. You want to look like you have a matte box. These little cheap little ones. I mean, there are use cases for them. And that's why they made the Misfit Atom, was because it was an affordable matte box, and it's virtually indestructible with the rubber on the outside. It's great. And I throw that on almost always. It's always on. The Viv, I use the Viv when I'm staging a lot of different filters. Also, if I need to use like a gradient, a graduated ND, like for sunsets and things like that, then the Viv comes out because I can slide up and down on those. Yeah, it's just good stuff. And black magnets will never have autofocus, so stills glass are not relevant. I don't know that they'll never have autofocus. I just think they're not focusing on it, which I think is reasonable and fair. They don't have to. Nisi Athenas are such a great value, and PL is so universal with their mirrorless mounts as well. I will wait for a review on them. Very good. I own a revolver too. It is great. It was worth the wait. Let's see here. Bright Tangerine, they're on Instagram, and they're like, the gear system on that follow focus took 2 years in R&D. It's true. That's how Rob and I met, was me going, when am I getting my revolver? Because it was forever, but it was worth the wait. It is so good. It's mind blowing. When you buy something that's quality, you just know it. I mean, those of us with like OCD and ADD and all these things, we're auditory people, so we hear things. So you can hear quality. I mean, quite literally, the sound of this battery clicking onto the KX. That is a quality sound. And I'm not saying it was engineered to sound quality. It is a quality engineered device. And thus, the sound that it emits, you know it. You know that sound. You can tell sloppy versus not. And like, there's been nothing, and I mean nothing, that Bright Tangerine has brought to market that wasn't the highest level of engineering and build and quality. And people are like, oh, but I can go buy a Tiltimat box for $99. You can, but you buy once, cry once. I did. If you go back many moons, probably 2018, 2017 maybe, when I showed all the different matte boxes, and I showed the Chinese matte box that I bought that looks, air quotes, looks like an Airy standard matte box. And the weight of that matte box, the quality of it was, ugh. And we threw it away. We literally did. When we got the Viv in, I was like, what was I thinking? Rob, we'll absolutely make that happen. Rob says, if anybody wants to know the history of Bright Tangerine, he'll come on as a guest. We will make that happen, Rob. We really, really will. How many hours can you go? We'll see about that. But like literally, all the people at Bright Tangerine that I've met, they're the nicest people. They truly care. They will call up and just say, hey, what do you think about that? What do you not like? What do you not like? I mean, they're constantly, I've seen so many products that I've never seen. I've seen them, but I've never seen them, because in the end, they didn't like it, or they just thought, maybe we won't do that. There's a lot of things that goes into a solid engineering focused company, and it's why I say stuff takes time, and like Tilta, like I say, look at Tilta today. Don't look at Tilta previous, because today they're not copying people. They're inferring from some, but they're really kind of creating new stuff. So if you're really, really tight on that budget, look at things that don't copy people. But there's other companies that have really, really cheap matte boxes that are flat out clones for nothing. Pay the people that make and innovate, and reward that company by being a customer, because it matters. He says, give me a drink and I'll talk all night. A drink? A drink? Man, we're going to need more than one. Have you ever used the square? I have not. I can't think of that I have. Let me see if those are what I'm thinking. I'm not clicking what those are. Interesting. Okay. Magnetic drop-in. Okay, so they're 4x4s. Okay. I have a bunch of 4x4 filters from yesteryear, way back, and they're kind of meh. A lot of times, what you'll find on the lesser, I mean, there's still quality 4x4s out there, but there's a lot of times people buy the 4x4s because they're actually finding the cheap ones, and they're not glass, they're polymer. I think I have some. Let me see. Well, I mean, I know I have some. Ouch. The question is, where do I have them? And I think I can't ever put that back now. Let's see here. I am pretty sure we relegated these things to a bin and have never, and probably never will see the light of day again. Yeah, I don't see them. Yeah, I had what was that brand? The brand you see all the time on Amazon. Man, really? I guess not. And they're plastic filters. They're not good. You want optical shot glass. I mean, it matters. You definitely want that. I'm glad we can get Bright Tangerine stuff from local retailers. Ordering from other UK companies can be a headache. It's true. And they have Rob is Bright Tangerine's US dedicated sales, and he's out there literally all the time talking to people and finding out what they need, offering them what I mean, a lot of their stuff, it's taken years, like their debris, I already forgot the name, I reviewed it, is really cool, but it took years and years to come to market because they wanted it to be perfect, and it's pretty perfect. It really is. And some others have cloned it in a way that I just shake my head. I'm like, why is the inlet to the air in the same plane that the output is? Water goes in, water comes out. Not a good Prodigy. Thank you. The Bright Tangerine Prodigy. It is phenomenally good. And I had so much fun. And I mean, honestly, here in when Balcom 2.0 comes out, as I shift here a little bit, I'll probably end up owning one because it's going to matter in the future. It's really good stuff. And if you see something similar and it's half the price, ask why. Ask who came out with it first. And then do some math on that, because I mean, quality costs. It does. Buy once, cry once. And if you look, I mean, the things that I've done over the years, I've learned the hard way. I now have an O'Connor. I have Reds. I have Bright Tangerine. I have high quality brand stuff because it matters. It really, really does. Man, those Bitcoin guys just gave up. There's no fun anymore. How does the SMC3 handle underwater footage without So it does fine. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff shot with Raptor and Komodo X underwater, and it does really well. It The H2O filter was just a way to utilize a lack of OLPF and create a filter system that benefits. Because, part of an OLPF is that you're trying to get rid of moire because there's a pattern on a sensor. And so you need, using light frequency and such, you need to be able to cancel out that moire and gives it a slightly softer look. You would not need that underwater. The moire, when they're putting that on there, those filters, or the stack that they're creating for the OLPF, it reduces light transmission through there. So your costing is like adding an ND onto it. It's not a big ND, but it adds. So the H2O filters, basically, you don't need to worry about moire underwater because everything is already soft, really. So you can embrace that, get the extra light through there, which is super helpful underwater, and then you can add a slight color shift in there to help bring out colors. So that's where the H2O filters really come out. But you can still get really good footage with Komodo, and them being very good low light cameras, comes out really well. That's Rob was saying, it doesn't just matter. It matters when you need it most. It's, you buy a quality product, you don't worry about it. You know it's going to handle the day-to-day. It's always going to work. It's going to work exceptionally well. And, the dings and scuffs of life, they just become badges of honor. And you literally don't worry about it. I know that revolver is always going to work. Maybe if I drop it down 27 flights of stairs, I might have to replace a gear or two. But it's well engineered. The Bright Tangerine matte boxes, they're so well engineered, they're going to last. That's the good stuff. Sorry, that's why you need to get top shelf filters. It's very true. Very, very true. That's why there's so many filters out there. People flock and want stuff. They don't realize it costs money. It does. The Firecrest IRNDs, they cost a lot of money. The Breakthroughs, they're NDs. They cost a lot of money. What's the new one that Phil talks about? There was a new filter that he really likes. All of those are using, was it Shot 53 glass? It's an optically clear, pristine, well-engineered glass for the filter base. And then if you go back and watch the Ryan Avery interview that we did a couple years ago, I think, where he talked about filters and how they're made and what you're doing to them and why starting with clear glass really, really does matter. I just want to see if this is still going. Is it? Yep, it is. Still going. That being said, is it hypocritical to have Raptor, Venice, or Aries and slap on Nices? No, not at all. It's not hypocritical because, again, I know what I'm going to say. I'm trying to. I'm going to quote Mark Toya, who said, "There's no such thing as a bad lens," which is true. I would push Rokinon out there as not great, but everything with glass is a character. It's an emotion. It's what I've talked about before. So putting it on there can absolutely serve its story. You can put Rokinons on our V-Raptor and use it and tell a great story. I can tell you that There are many, many commercials and music videos that have been used with Zine glass, which is Rokinon. And you wouldn't know it because you use it to help tell the story. So I don't think it's hypocritical at all. I think you buy what you like and you use what you like. Does anyone have any experience with the LVX lenses? Rehouse Vistas? Are those, yeah, I think there's quite a few. What I understand is there's new stuff coming, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when the new stuff comes. I have not used LVX at all, so I can't speak to them. What's a good upgrade to the Canon drop-in filters? There are companies that make filters that are compatible. Yes. Go to breakthroughphotography.com. Breakthrough.photography, I think is their website. But look up breakthroughphotography.com and go to their filters and choose their, they're not calling them cinema, they're, but they have I forget what they call it, but I will grab them because they're right here. There. Oh, she put them up. Where did she put them? There. Nope. There. Nope. There. Nope. We just cleaned right before, so she put a bunch of stuff in here. There. So I forget what they call them. Let me see if this one is. This one is the Canon one, I think. No. No, this is their dropper. Okay. So breakthrough. Okay. So the Canon V&Ds. Where's the rest of them? So weird. Where did they go? Well, this is weird. Hold on. I don't like not knowing where things ended up. Oh, is that it? No. Where did they go? I sing a song we know. There's a filter right there, but it's not the one I care. Oh, there it is. And then the ND is on, it's on Rex's camera. Okay. Okay, so but where's the, I'm looking for, there they are. There they are. Okay, there we go. Wow, I just stole the light from there. That is like, I violated my own rule. Okay, let's talk about it. So the X4 NDs. So you buy the Canon drop-in filter mount. Don't buy the, whatever the purple one is, because their filters are not great. Focus. There we go. So this is the breakthrough version of those filters. Rex on his camera is the actual Canon mount, but this is a 2.1 ND. This is 0.9 ND. They have a variety, but if you look at the Canons, they shift in their color. They shift from they shift to blue. So the breakthroughs don't have a color shift, and they don't do the X pattern that shows up in V&Ds when you use like that. So this is the standard V&D from Breakthrough. And if it'll focus, it's hard to, there's almost no color shift whatsoever. Let's see if I can, oops, that was dumb. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, that's filthy. Scotty need to clean. So don't look at that. Okay, so let's put that on here. So as we rotate it, you see there's no X pattern. There's no bright and dark spot in there, which happens on the Canon, the Canon drop-in filters. And then these are relatively affordable from Breakthrough. They also have their dark series, which is like it's like 11 to 16 stops. It's really dark. You can't even see through it. But this is great for like really good long time lapse. Really good stuff. If I can get it back into the case without destroying Superman. Destroy Superman. Horrible movie. And then this one is the CPL, yeah, okay. So then from there, let me, I talk about these because I know these. I know these really well. Sorry. I know these really, really well because I've used them since they were originally designing them. Now King, I will address that with no problem. So this is, there's another bin somewhere. This is their Cinema DFM. This is a PL mount that is a drop-in filter that works similar to the Canon, but it is not a Canon standard. This is Breakthrough's own, and it's a locking, so you can mount it to the bottom. And this is a solid filter. You can listen to it. You can see it doesn't wiggle. It's geared with actual gears, so you could motorize it, should you want. Really good, high quality, and they make all of, like these filters, they make all of them for this as well. The weird thing with Breakthrough, and King is kind of talking about it there, when they originally came out, there were a lot of reasons that stuff didn't ship. I can't tell you what those are for a variety of reasons, but I can tell you they were reasonable reasons. Since then, everything has shipped. There is no back order unless they're just truly not, like if something isn't available yet. Like for instance, the Z mount for the cinema, or their new their new modular mount, PL mount. The Z mount adapter rings they need to go through manufacturing again because they sold out of them all, oddly enough, weirdly. So there are everything it says it's in stock or it's not, and it is. And so you can order from Breakthrough and they will ship. So yeah, it was rough for a while with COVID and all that, but it's over. Tyler Stewart, thank you, Scott. The RF to EF mount is coming soon, unfortunately. Which one? The RF to EF is a tough one for them. And it is coming soon. Because they're not taking orders on it. Yeah. Just regular drink's fine. There's reasons for that one, and it takes more engineering time. But yep. It's a tough one. But you can do the RF Breakthrough, not photography, right there. So you go to, that's Cinema, drop in filter, click here. That's the DFM. Okay, so not that one. we need the neutral density X4ND. Okay, that's that one. That's the wrong one. We need to go to down, 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 shadooby, down, 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 down. I turned it. That's why. There we go. So, oops. So if you look on here, you can see drop-in filters right here under their page under all products. That is, let me click here. I just want to. There we go. So drop-in filters, these are all the ones that they have. And you can see what's in stock, and they are shipping. They really are. Dark V&D, 10 to 16 stops. They have the circular polarizer. They have all these different ones. And that is using just the straight Canon. That's the Canon mount. So you can buy the Canon drop-in filter, just buy it with the polarizer instead of the V&D, so you don't have to pay extra. And there you go. King says, my Z8 needs some love and accessories. I'm guessing by next year we will see some good options beyond the budget stuff. You're probably right. You'll see a lot of people jumping in to find out what the buzz is about. And hopefully it'll all work out. It'll all be cool. Did you just drink some more of my drink? Stop doing this. It's not yours. Thief. How about Makey Canon ripoff and IR cut? So Makey doesn't. I don't think it's Makey that makes a drop in, is it? It's the Mofage, I think. That one is a. It's a straight up Canon clone, and it's a little sloppy, and their ND is not good. Not good. But the IR cut, yeah, I don't know, but these are. So Breakthrough is a filter company. That's what they do. And he's focused. I mean, he loves everything. So if you like light pollution, I mean, you want to get rid of the sodium vapors, you can do that. He has some nice other soft filters coming in and other options coming as well. I mean, if you order something that is in stock from Breakthrough and it doesn't get delivered, let me know. I'll make sure you get delivered. I'll make sure. I saw a Makey review by CVP, but I can't remember if IR cut. I don't remember the Makeys being that or not. Hello, Mr. Andrew Red. How are you? The D&Ds are awful in the MoFo. Yes, they are bad. They're Canon bad. The Canon will give you a blue X. It's really bad. Indies, yeah. The Mofage is kind of like fiddly. It's not positive locking well. It's tough. Do you have any contacts with Kipper Ty? So I'm friends with the owner. I need to see about getting some reviews in from him. I've used their stuff in the past, and they didn't have some stuff that I was really interested in, but now they definitely have some really cool stuff. So I will reach out and see what I can find out. Let me see. Luca, that is straight up Canon ripoff. It's the one that Luca was talking about here. Yeah, that is straight up. And like Breakthrough, they're like, we're not making that. What's the point? We don't want to make something that everybody has. They want, or they don't want to make something that everybody already makes and it's affordable. Why reinvent the wheel? Which is why the Cinema DFM is a totally different animal and a much next level. But like this one on here, this is their new multi mount. So this is a PL mount that's shimmable, but the back you can replace. Let me see here. It's not a drop-in, but sometimes you can't use a drop-in. So if you look on the back here, can't see. Let's see if we can get focus. Come on, focus. See those bolts? That's how you know it's got quality, because the parts don't fall off. No, this whole ring right here is swappable. And I don't have the rings right in front of me. They're over there. But you can swap out the rings and convert your PL to, or your RF to all the above. What am I doing here? There we go. Locking. And it is also a locking or mounted solution. Those are now out. You can buy those, and they're cheaper because they don't have the drop-in on there, and they're very good quality. But you buy one PL mount that works on your Sony, works on Canon, and it works on Nikon. And they have one for L too. What's the best image quality for under $5,000? Give me what you define as image quality, because what I find is image quality is a variety of things, and it's not necessarily all things to all people. Some people focus on resolution, some people focus on color depth, low light, or dynamic range, or variety of things. So image quality, I mean, I would say global shutter versus rolling shutter affects image quality, but that may not be what you consider. So what would you consider are the most important factors in order, if you can? I want dynamic range first, then resolution, then blah, blah, blah. And then I could give you some of my thoughts on that. Lucas says, ha, ha, ha. David Martin, yeah, if it depends on how many 5,000. Yeah, do we just have one 5,000 or do we have many 5,000s? Because that would. What would yield the image quality of a 1969 film, 2001, A Space Odyssey? Well, I would say Alexa 65, VistaVision, Venice 2, yeah. And the reason I list only those is because that film was shot on 65 millimeter, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. So you need, with 65 millimeter, you need resolution. So you can't just take a large sensor and do it. The Alexa 65 obviously can do it. If you've seen, there's a lot of Alexa 65 stuff out there, and it's beautiful. VistaVision, it's not as wide. It is a wide format, but it has the resolution and sensor size to be able to get something close. Then the Sony Venice 2 with the 8K, also large sensor size, resolution, so you can get that kind of image quality. So yeah, 65 millimeter film is a jump, but that you're not getting for $5,000. No way you can get that for $5,000. Trying to think of what would be your cheapest option. Your cheapest, closest option, my guess would be a used Monstro. It will be far, far cheaper. You're going to get them for $10,000 now. It's pretty sad. It's a great sensor. It's 10,000 for 5,000. I'd say you need to drop the expectation of of 65 millimeter, and then just kind of look at like an FX6, FX3. Look at 6,000, 5,000, 5,000. Dragon X, you can get that for about 5,000. You, I'm trying to think of something old, but that had the dynamic range, and there's not, like, even Venice ones are not going to be that cheap. And Komodo you could get for that money, but I don't think Komodo's dynamic range is strong enough. It's good, but it's not 65 millimeter. I mean, feel free to narrow that down a little more if you have some other, because you kind of like hit hard on that 65 millimeter. That's tough for $5,000. Art says, late to the party again. Kevin Ottern has shot some great stuff with zines. Michelle wants to hit the Magnolia Farm, and when it comes to fruition, we should hang for an afternoon. Ooh, indeed. Yeah, Kevin is a brilliant shooter. He has now moved to and Irix is beautiful stuff, and the 65 is gorgeous. I have the full set. Kind of wish I'd have got him in PL though. Ugh, I thought it was so smart. EF. And EF would have been great, and it was for a long time until, and it was until the market fell out of EF. When Canon went to RF, I just never imagined that EF, which to me was a very versatile format for lenses, I should never would have thought the market would have just fallen off like that. It just, boom. I would say the Blackmagic 6K full frame and Future Pixis image quality for under 5K. The only problem I have with those are the dynamic range. The dynamic range is really lacking in those sensors. The only cons are slow rolling shutter. It may not very good signal above 2600. Yeah, I mean, at that price point, there's compromises all over the place. The Ursa Mini 4.6 G2 or G3. Yeah, G3. That's a really good one, and it has the dynamic range. But it's Super 35, so it's really tough. I mean, honestly, the poor man's best image quality for the money would be an A7S3 or an FX3. I don't think there's a better value, good-looking, full-frame, capable camera for the money than that. DSMC One Dragon, yeah, you could do that, but I mean, they're only like $1,000 cheaper than Dragon X, so I would definitely jump on the Dragon X. What's your favorite macro lens? Canon 100. Canon 100 is a staple. The IRIX 150 is not bad, but it is 150 millimeters, which is really close on a Super 35. The Canon 100, I mean, every day, it's fantastic, and it's also a really good portrait lens. Rex is beat on cue. Look at him. Drew James says, going to Cinematography for the first time this year. Hey, James, awesome. Yeah, I should be going. I have a job next weekend that is going to let me go. Yay! It's I mean, the job I had last weekend is also helping, but it's all adding up. It is a little different though, James, because you're going to be over at Paramount or at Warner instead of Paramount, which is weird. So we'll see how that goes. Canon 100 over the Milvus 100 macro. I don't think I've ever shot on the Milvus 100. I own several Milvus in the past. but I never owned the Milvus macro. I've owned the Canon 65, the like high magnification macro. It was cool, but it sucks. I mean, it's a cool lens, but it sucks for usability. There's no usability with that because it is you focus by moving the lens towards it. Yeah, I've never used the Milvus. I can't say. Milvus lenses were pretty nice. I enjoyed them. I think there's some other macros that there were some others. I had a 60 macro. What was that? It was a Canon 60 macro. I mean, one of the funny ones was the 24 to 105 Canon EF f4 had macro on it, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good for that. What's your favorite B4 lenses? Ooh. Fujinons. It was a 19 to 90, right? That they made a B4 version of that. I'm trying to remember what we had. They were all Fujinons, and I really like Fujis. Really beautiful stuff. Yeah. I was not camera operations at that time, though. I was back end IT side. Definitely like the Canon RF 100 macro. I mean, I've shot a lot of stuff you've seen. So a lot of macro stuff has been on the IRIX 150 as well, because sometimes you just need that punch. What was that 60? I think it was a Canon 60? 60 millimeter macro. Yeah, that is not the one I liked. No. Also, another interesting one that I use is the Canon 70 to 200 Mark II with macro tubes on it. And I mean, it's a sharp lens to begin with. But when you put that in, it's very, very nice. What would Leica R's or Mamiya 645s? Yes, please. Did I answer that? I think I did. Yep. Yes, please. Honestly, they're two different, really cool, really nice vintage lenses. I own a bunch of 645s. I couldn't afford to jump into the Leicas when everybody else did, because everybody jumped in and the price went through the roof. I do see that there's like not as much people using them now, and I see a lot of sets for sale, but they're still wanting to sell them at the before prices. They're both really pretty. They're just really pretty. Leica makes beautiful stuff. They really do. And Mamiya, my favorite thing was that I bought a 645 Mamiya Pro, because M645 Pro, because I like medium format. It's awesome. Kevin says, I'm really late today. Yes, you are, Kevin. We already talked about you, so you're free to go. You know, we were talking about, Art was talking about you shooting on zines, and I remember you do like the zines. We talked about that 5 years ago, I think. And then IRIX, that as well. Yep. King laughing. Yes, please. Man, there's like 6 people on Rumble watching. Hi, Rumble. This is my first live stream on Rumble. It seems to be working. But if you are on Rumble and you're watching, just say hi, just so I know that there's actual 6 people actually watching, just say hi. You don't have to. If you have a question, though, I'll take questions. Because I really would like Rumble to work. I'd like to reach all the peoples and talk to everyone and say hi. Okay. I wonder how no, it's not very delayed I looked on that. And then not many people on Instagrams. Doing good there. No, there's nobody on Instagram. Got lots of there. Good, good. I'm going to sneeze. And I have no idea why. What? What made me sneeze? That was weird. I felt that one. I want to get a design document going for pitching the vintage Komodo for Nikon. Huh. Try. I have no idea. I have worked with Nikon now this much. Very nice folks. They really are. I look forward to hopefully working with them a lot more in the future, but I don't know how they are, so to speak. They seem nice and committed, so you can try. Hey, buddy, what's up? Oh, he's like, dude, it's time. Are you stretching? Yeah, okay. What's up, buddy? Oh, can't get traction. I know, it sucks. If I just had carpet everywhere. Ooh, you can see his. Oh, he just loves the scratches. He loves those scratches. All right, Dad. Never right, buddy. You say hi to everybody? Say hi? Nope, you're not going to say hi. Okay, you said no. Good boy. Are you saying it's time? Okay. Scott, you should apply. I don't know what it is. I saw it recently. I don't own anything Nikon yet, so it seems a little premature to say, hey, I'd like to be a Nikon creator. And they're like, what do you shoot with? Reds? Another great time today, Kevin. Oh, I plugged your skills. Yes, yep. It's time to roll back the review. Roll back to review the new website launch. Ooh. Catch up with all later. Art, good to see you. Good catching up at NAB. Always a pleasure, sir. You have the... Yeah, I know. I did kind of joke that there. I was like, read. All right, who's got last minute questions? No one. There are 6 people on Rumble. No one wants to say hi. They're all Bitcoin people going, we're just waiting for the last minute to get that last comment in. We're going to get it in. I know it. Hey, Danny. Late arrival, 4 grandkids at Dairy Queen. Oh, that's why my pockets are empty. Yeah, but what are you getting? You're getting a Blizzard? Tell me you're getting the Butterfinger Blizzard. So good. Love me some Butterfinger. Who doesn't love Butterfinger Blizzards? They're the best. By the way, thanks for the big... Yeah, Art, if you give me one, I give you 2 back. That's what they say. Yeah. Appreciate it. All right, who's got last minute anything, closing anything? Best Bitcoin around. Yeah, indeed. Man, if I had Bitcoin, I would not have Bitcoin. I'd have a Raptor X. David says, all right, great, Scott. Everyone keep it up. Desire to inspire. I love it. Very nice. Very true. It was fun. Somebody caught, I guess, the Nikon stream. It was their first time ever watching me. And what they liked most was my ending phrase. And they just tweeted that. They're like, that's really kind of inspiring. I was like, thank you. I appreciate that people get it. I get it. Keep up the good work with your diet. Yep, just 16 pounds is all I'm at right now. We'll see what happens over the weekend. Using the Nikon D850 as a C cam with 2 Komodos. Interesting. Well, thank you, Luca. Thank you. Rex says thank you, Luca. He knows you admire him so much. Going to make a design doc for the vintage Komodo. Nikon will buy it. Just watch. Mark my word. I mean, I'll be happy if they do. I will. It seems like a fun idea. Vintage Komodo with a film back. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be fun. Anybody else? No one on Rumble. No one on Rumble. Just one. Just one comment, Rumble. Come on, Rumble. Who's watching me in the background and not typing? Who? Who is this? I'm going to like my own live stream. Oh, there's two of them. I liked it and two other people did. So true. So true. Okay, well, I think that is going to wrap it up for another fantastic Friday. 3 hours this time. Rumble users are missing out on the Bitcoin. They're all doing they're trying to cash in. They're like, oh, if I could just see that message, but it's deleted. I don't know what to do. Oh yeah. May have Charles Peppard on again. We were joking the other night. I want to review his VHS camera. Oh, I also have a fun camera review coming up too. It'll be interesting. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful and fantastic weekend. Please consider being a channel member. You know, I really should promote that during the stream. Maybe I get more members that way instead of at the very end. Everybody's like, click. But yeah, consider being a member. You know, it's a great way to support the channel. Use affiliate links, B&H, Amazon, all the fun stuffs. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. And it means something. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Jacob. Hope you have a great day. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. We're going to see how this all has to close out. All right. Bye, everyone. Eat something delicious.